Rosh Hashanah, second chapter, Mishnah Hay. חצר גדולה הייתה בירושלים. There was a big courtyard in ירושלים. ובית יעזק הייתה נקראת. It had a name, בית יעזק, the house of יעזק. בגמרא מבואר מלשון ויעזקהו. The Gemara says it's from the root word is ויעזקהו that is found in Yeshaya. What's ויעזקהו? על שם שהייתה מוקפת גדר אבנים. Because it was surrounded by a fence of stones. So into that courtyard, לשם כל העדים מתכנסים. All the witnesses would go into that courtyard. כל הבאים להעיד, all the ones who came to be witnesses, שראו את הלבנה, that they saw the moon, היו מתכנסים באותה חצר. They would come into that courtyard. ובית דין בודקים אותם. And over there, the court would check them. כמבואר במשנה הבאה, like we're going to learn in משנה ו'. וסעודות גדולות עושים להם. They would make for them big feasts. It was a big celebration. לעדים, for the witnesses. בשביל שיהיו רגלים לבוא, because they wanted to make sure they're going to come next time.
No food, nobody would come.
That's right. No food, no people. שכל הרואה לבנה בחידושה, that anybody, you wanted to make sure that anybody who sees the new moon, when it becomes a new, יהיה מעוניין לבוא לבית דין בירושלים להעיד. We'll have incentive. Hey, you know what's going to happen over there? Big parties. Let's go. בראשונה לא היו זזים משם כל היום. So in the beginning, they would stay in that courtyard the entire day. Why? So we learned this halacha before. אם באו עדים בשבת מחוץ לתחום, so we have a case where witnesses walked out of the area because we allowed them to walk out. You remember, for whatever reason, they were permitted to go out of the 2,000 amma, out of the city limit that they were in. But once they got to the new place, we give them, that's it, you have your 4 amot, that's it. Now you saved somebody's life. Let's say you went out to save somebody's life.
That's after you did 2,000, or if you do before 2,000, you can move?
For the mitzvah, I'll let you do whatever you want to do. But now you've done the mitzvah.
Oh.
So now you're stuck. I'm going to make you stuck over there for the entire day. In other words, because the mitzvah is done. There's no more excuse. And you went out of the tchum. You go out of the tchum, you only have your 4 amas. לא היו רשאים לזוז מאותה חצר כל יום השבת. So they were not allowed to move out of this courtyard the entire Shabbat. Why? Because the rule, like we learn in תחומים, שהואיל ויצאו חוץ לתחומם, אין להם אלא 400 בלבד. Once you go out of your area, designated area, you were allowed to because of pikuach nefesh. Or you were allowed to because of the commandment, because the mitzvah of Rosh Chodesh. Now, you gave your testimony, there's no more mitzvah.
What if you live in Yerushalayim?
In Yerushalayim, there's no problem to walk. It's all within the city.
You go into the Chatzer, but then you can go out.
Yeah. But these guys came out of the tchum.
Out of the 2,000.
That's right.
That's why they have to stay in the floor.
They are stuck. Their problem is the tchumim.
Because they let them chilul Shabbat.
That's right. So but you're allowed to for the mitzvah. That's it. No more.
You don't have a reason to.
Ella, so even though you have only 4 amos, so in a regular case they will only be able to move. That's it, 4 amos around them. Like so, ella שכל החצר נחשבת כ4 אמות. But he says the entire yard we're going to consider it as 4 amos. Okay. And this is in Eruvin. We already learned this rule. So Rabban Gamliel realized that you're going to get people stuck over there. They're not going to come next time. So התקין Rabban Gamliel הזקן, Rabban Gamliel the elder made a decree שיהיו מלכים 2,000 אמה לכל רוח. I'm going to let them walk 2,000 אמה to every direction.
From the courtyard.
From the courtyard. I wonder if he lets them to go city limit 1,000 أמה or just from the courtyard 2,000 أמה. It's a big difference, yeah. But let's see. But it doesn't matter. They're not stuck over there anymore. Okay. And 2,000 أמה is a very long. It's 2 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long. No, it's 1 mile, but it's a long. 1 mile is to every direction is a long area. הואיל ויצאו מחוץ לתחום ברשות בית דין, since this guy went out of the boundary with permission of the court, הרי הם כאילו באו מתוך התחום. So we're going to consider it as if they came from inside this area. ומותר להם ללך בחזרה 2,000 אמה לכל רוח, כדין אנשי ירושלים. Oh, so we do give them, exactly. We make them, now you're Yerushalmi. You're Yerushalmi, and now you're allowed to walk out 2,000 Amah. It looks like out of the city limit, not just from the place where you are. Okay, so that's it. We finished with these guys, and then it continues. Velo elu bilvad. You should know it's not only these. Lo elu bilvad. Lo rak be'adei chodesh akilu. It wasn't just in the witnesses for the month they were lenient, ela afa chachama, also for the midwife. Chachama means a midwife. If a midwife hears somebody calls her, hey, there's a lady giving birth somewhere, so she's allowed to go and help her to give birth, even though if it's more than 2,000 amah. Like a doctor. But now, let's say she gave birth, the baby is good, the mother is good, so now
she can't go back.
Forget go back, she can't move. She can't move. She can't move. So he says, whatever the other people, whatever the status of the other people, that becomes your status now. We're not going to give an extra penalty on you. Okay? והבא להציל מן הדלקה ומן הגיס, and also anybody who comes to save somebody else from the fire, or מן הגיס, or from war. In other words, the cities are moving back and forth. So after there's no more fire. You're not stuck over there. You're on the limitation of whatever the place is. And the same thing, מן הגיס. It's the same thing from the war. מחיל האויב שהתנפל פתאום על אחת מערי הספר. If an enemy attacks one of the villages, once you get to the villages and the enemy ran away, you cannot say, okay, now you can't move. No, whatever the status of the city, of the village, that's where you are. ומן הנהר, or from the river, שעלה על גדותיו, sometimes there's a flood, והציף את העיר, and you come to save the people from the river, ומן המפולת, or from an earthquake. כל אלו, הואיל והם באים מחוץ לתחום בהיתר גמור, since all of these come out of the boundaries with complete permission, they have complete permission, משום ספק פיקוח נפשות, because this is called a ספק פיקוח נפשות, doubt whether you need you to save life or not, הרי אלו כאנשי העיר, we're going to make them like the people of the city, שבאו אליה, that they came to it, ויש להם 2,000 אמה לכל רוח, and they have 2,000 אמה, not from the place they are, 2,000 אמה from the city limits, like everybody else in the city, מחוץ לעיר, from outside the city limit. It's interesting. Yeah, that's what it took. That's the halacha. That is the halacha. Yeah. You have something else over there?
More Rabban Gamliel.
Yeah.
Because the Chachamim said, no, you can move. But then Rabban Gamliel came and he said, no, you can.
I think when it says Rabban Gamliel, it is with the Chachamim together. I'm not sure. I don't think that he was going to get. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because that is the halacha.
Okay.
Yeah. The interesting part here, that all the things you have to from the Torah. In other words, you have to save a life. You have to go. And this. Rosh Chodesh. Yeah. And still they made it, Rabban Gamliel still made it. I'm going to make it as this. Yeah.